Welcome to the Mojo Market Report. Here's your hosts, Dave Sturchio and Chris Gueci.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Mojo Market Report right here on a Thursday. It is Thursday, May the 4th, 2023. I won't do it. I promised myself I was going to do it, but I didn't want to do it. I'm not that guy, pal. Dave Sturchio, Chris Gueci, back in the house again here at Chop Studios. Are you a Star Wars guy? Have you ever watched any of those? I'm asking because there's people out there that just don't tell you. It's like wrestling fans. They don't want to tell you they're a wrestling fan.
I've seen Star Wars when I was a kid, but I'm not very confused.
You're not watching like The Mandalorian over?
I am not sitting here and talking crap about anybody that watches Star Wars. I just can't.
I never got into it either.
Can't do it.
I just like, and it's weird because I am into some of the sci-fi and futuristic stuff.
Spaceballs, on the other hand.
Yeah. Spaceballs. They're combing the sand. That's the only thing I know about that movie.
We ain't found shit.
Great movie. A little bit of a mockery, but that's okay. A lot to get into today. Obviously, one game last night in the NBA playoffs. We got another one going down tonight. I do want to play a little game with Chris today, trying to guess the top 3 players at every position on MLB via the Mojo app. And I know that sometimes the numbers are a little skewed, and you're like, how is this possible? But he knows. Based off of all the football knowledge that we have on the Mojo
I know
market.
how they factor it in. There's bank value, and then there's market expectations.
Exactly. So we'll play a little game, and for everyone who gets wrong, he's going to donate $500 to our favorite charity. So that wasn't agreed upon yet, but he will. Anyway, let's get into the NBA. Last night, obviously, I mean, look, this one was a little bit of a beatdown. 121-87. This one wasn't close. It was never close. I mean, I guess you could say the closest they came was, I don't know, the first quarter when the Philly was down 6. Embiid only plays 27 minutes, right? So obviously they're easing him back into the fold.
I think if this was a good game, a tight game, Embiid plays a lot more minutes. But when you're down 25 at half, what's the point?
Yeah, it was tough sledding. But overall, Jalen Brown leads the team in scoring 25 points. Got to give it up for Brogdon off the bench, 23 points off the bench. So they combined for 48, and that's what really propelled the Celtics to just do work. Now, overall, you look at a team like Philadelphia, and you're like, well, is this a blip? Is this the anomaly? Last night they shot 20% from three-point land, so that's not good. It's not going to get done. Not in the playoffs. They're 6 for 30. Tobias Harris led this team in scoring with 16, but there's a couple guys in double digits.
I would say it is an outlier. This team is very good. This is going to be a good series. It was kind of just one of those games you could scrap up and throw away. They got beat on every phase. The Celtics played really good defense. Combine that with the Sixers couldn't hit anything. Even when they were open, it was one of those games where you could just chalk it up. If you're the Sixers, you're almost better off here. Nobody made a big mistake. You kind of got out of this one without really playing your guys too much. The Celtics weren't going down 2-0.
No. You kind of figured that wasn't going to happen.
No.
Another thing, just little things in life, little things on the Sixers. They shot 93% from the free throw line. So like that wins games. Like that.
Yeah, but how many times were they fouled? Probably not many.
No, they only got 16 attempts, but they only missed one. But that was a good one. But here's the thing, and it's funny, because I asked you about this via the Knicks series when they have like an 8-man rotation. Bro, I'm looking at these rotations, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 13 rotation on the Celtics, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 on the
this
Sixers.
game was a blowout. So they played a lot of their guys on both sides of the ball.
Fair. But
yeah,
okay, fine. That is the explanation I was looking for, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, why the hell are all these guys getting points? Not points, minutes. But anyway, so you don't think this is anything? Don't worry about it.
These guys got their first playoff minutes and their only playoff minutes of the season.
You know what we didn't talk about? We didn't talk about the fact yesterday. I was going to bring it up, but it seems to what the media has picked up that Mr. Brooks of the Grizzlies will not be welcomed back under any circumstances. That was the quote. Under any circumstances will he be brought back. Can you tell me why?
Well, yes, I can tell you why. Because they were offering him contract extensions all throughout the season that Dillon Brooks was turning down. I don't think Dillon Brooks is going to not get paid. He's going to find a home. He might get a little bit less based on the media.
The antics
and things like that. But
Is he trying to be Draymond? Is he trying to be the bad boy here?
I don't think that he's trying to be anyone specific. I think that there's like a specific type of NBA player, whether it's Pat Bev, the Mars brothers, these guys that are more of an antagonist. And he doesn't really have the offense to match, but a lot of the other guys that play that way didn't either. But he's averaged 15 points over his lately. I don't know what I think he's averaged almost 18 in one season in his career. So it's not like he can't score, but if you're going to be talking like that, you have to be the guy.
Gotta back it up.
He's not the guy. He's not even really like, he played good defense all year. He's a large reason why they were a better defensive team. I don't know what changed in terms of just maybe what he said about LeBron, but I don't know about all that. There has to be more to it. There has to be some stuff going on in the locker room that we don't know about. But the way they did it publicly, I thought that was a shitty move on the Grizzlies part.
I think so too. Like
the guy did play his butt off for you, and
he censors.
You
butt.
knew what you knew. Yeah, I censor butt, but shit's okay. Anyway, Dylan Brooks, I think that he'll find a home. It's unfortunate the way they went about it. I'm not a Dylan Brooks fan. I think he's an idiot. But
for that reason. For that reason, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's a swell guy. But you don't poke the bear. You just don't. And then get the doors blown off.
Now, I'm just going to be honest here. The Lakers didn't need anything to win this series. Like, they were winning that series no matter what.
No, but listen, it's added ammo that you didn't need to give LeBron James. Like, you just didn't need to give that guy.
So
I understand. They're a better team. I picked the Lakers to win the series before all this crap.
I wonder if they're going to do the same thing with John Morant. So it's like, if you had to pick which guy caused more issues for your team this year out of the two players, it's not even close. It's John Morant. He missed
but they still got there. They still got to where they needed to get. They still got the 3 seed. Memphis still played good. Then you got to the playoffs, and Brooks shot off at the mouth, and all of a sudden, you poked the bear. You poked the goat. Like, you just don't do that. Not now. You just don't do it. I feel like it's just, again.
Do you think?
I know you and I are all for the crap talking on the court.
All right, better yet. Desmond Bane.
Okay.
Guaranteed that it was going to go to Game 7. Are they going to cut him too? Are they going to not bring him back because of that? No,
because that's confidence in your team. That's saying, like, we're going to go 7. I got confidence in the team. Brooks went out there and said, LeBron is 40. Try dropping 40 on me or something like that. Like, I'm like, no.
Look,
you just don't do it.
I get it. I think it was, we talked about it.
Yeah.
It's an idiot move, but
it is.
I don't know that it's like one of those moves where you would use that as the reason why you would get rid of the player. But he's a free agent, so maybe they just didn't have any plans for him anyway. After he turned down their contract extensions, they were like, well, this is the most we're going to give you.
Yeah.
So the offseason comes around. It's like you turn those down. You look, we'll see you in the Western Conference first round was you get bounced.
Yeah, well, speaking of LeBron James, he's back on the court tonight as the Los Angeles Lakers take on the Warriors in Game 2. We all saw what happened in Game 1. LeBron and company, especially Anthony Davis, just played out of his mind. And if he keeps doing that, you said yesterday, hard to stop. There isn't a recipe for it. You just can't do it. But when I look at this game, now in this series in particular, because all the series are now even, or at least they look to be even.
I fully expect Draymond to do something filthy to AD this game.
So somebody's catching an elbow in the eye.
There's going to be something. There's no question about it. There's going to be something going down in this
game.
The
Warriors, is this a must win for the Warriors? They go down 2-0 and lost 2 in Golden State, and then they got to go back to Hollywood and try to win that game or win this series.
I wouldn't say it's a must win. It's a huge game. Being down 2-0 to LeBron as they go back to LA, that's not the best spot to be in. I don't think the LA is really that hard to play at. I feel like it can be, but I think playoffs are different, obviously.
I heard something yesterday, and it could be some bias based off of the fact that I listen to New York radio.
I wouldn't count them out down 2-0 by any stretch, not even a little bit. Because if they get hot in 2 straight games, there's no beating Golden State. When they shoot the way they can shoot, it really doesn't matter. The same deal with AD. It's like, it's hard to stop that. Well, it's hard to stop Steph hitting 14 threes.
This is true, too.
10.
I heard something on the radio yesterday, and I want your opinion on it. And I know you're not a Knicks guy or you're not a New York Rangers guy. Is Madison Square Garden the best place in the country to play a playoff game? Meaning energy? Do you ever hear a place in any sport? I'm talking across the board. I understand, like Chiefs Kingdom, they get real loud. Lambeau gets loud.
NFL is paramount in terms of professional sports, in my opinion, when it comes to the fan bases.
Stink.
Yeah, but we're talking about 80,000 fans as opposed to an
arena. So then that's a scale. All right, so maybe break it down to an arena. is Madison Square Garden still the Mecca? Like, that's the place to be for a playoff game.
All right. It's hard to say that because there hasn't been many playoff games there.
But when there are.
But when
what you're getting right now is that vibe that's like, wow, man, there's no place like the Garden. There really isn't. Because you're like, look around the league and look around both sports. Like, I understand teams have their fan bases and they're rabid and they're great. But like the New York fan base, the celebrities that show up, which I mess around with, I love that. When they pan around who's there.
That, it's like go to Miami, go to LA, it's the same deal. You know?
I don't know.
I don't think that they care. They're as passionate as the New York fans are. I actually know that they're not as passionate as the New York fans, but you know, go to the Celtics crowd. Like, they got a lot of playoff history there. Like that might be one, but it's a new arena. It's not the Boston Garden anymore.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
But
like,
it doesn't matter.
It's the test of time.
Am I going to sit here and talk bad about the Garden? No, right? But I feel like why, if that's the case, like, why has it been so hard for the Knicks to get a star to come there? You know, like, if it's the Garden,
well,
like,
it might be
we
the
might
ownership.
say that as regular people,
dude.
as
Nobody
citizens.
wants to play for that guy, and like the GMs and the execs, you don't even hear from them for the Knicks.
So then, for that reason, no.
But that doesn't matter, though. What I'm saying is,
it does.
You could put the worst team out there.
It does.
Like in 2012, their team wasn't built to like win the championship. It was Melo and it was Stoudemire, but then they had Linsanity. Nobody knew who Jeremy Lin was, but the place erupted like it was Game 7 of the finals every time the guy was on the court. What I'm saying is, it stood the test of time.
Look, Game 1, right, with Sacramento and Golden State, and that place was nuts, bro. That place was crazy, and that's Sacramento. I'm not saying it's even close, but in terms of fan bases, it's like when there's a long gap and then you get something, then you're gonna be nuts. If you remember, bro, like if you look right now at Oakland A's, they get like 4,000 fans if they're lucky.
It's a minor league park,
right? If they're lucky. Google or YouTube Oakland A's crazy fans. This was like 15 years ago. Absolutely insane.
I seen Moneyball.
Right?
They look all nuts. But they also won 20 games in a row that year. So it's like.
But point being is, you know, the fan bases will get behind a winning team. New York will do so more so. It's a bigger city. But I also think New York, and I'm speaking as an experienced New York fan, as a Yankee fan, I don't like the Knicks, but Knicks fans and Yankee fans are the same. Knicks fans and Giants fans are the same. Very fickle bunch. Just like anybody else.
I heard you.
And I'm not saying this is to you.
Sauce, you hear
this
that, bro?
is directed at you or anybody else, but not in a way where I mean, because I'm the same way with a lot of things. Most Knicks fans haven't cared for the last 10 years. On and off, when they have a little bit of success, it's like, oh, they're going to get it. Oh, it's like finally I have something to be excited about. But nobody has been sitting there and bleeding, at least to my knowledge, with the Knicks for the last decade. They're just like waiting until they might get good. And if they're not good, it's like put them over there. Same deal with the Rangers. This isn't Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. And let's not make that mistake, right? So to answer that, it's like it's not better than Yankee Stadium. If we're talking arenas only, yes, definitely. The Garden is the Mecca. But Yankee Stadium, I mean, Fenway, Wrigley Field, like these other places, like we're talking history. It's not, no. To me, no. Bro, we got MetLife.
That's horrible. MetLife was the worst constructed new stadium I've ever seen in my life.
Bro. Who are we talking about here, bro?
Lambeau Field. They don't even have real seats. And that's on their problem.
It's such a great experience, though.
I definitely want to get out there at least.
Some big, hefty Midwestern lady to squeeze next to you on that frozen bench.
Oh my God! Anyway,
don't you know it?
Don't you know Sheboygan? Talking NFL for a minute, there is nothing to talk about in the NFL. There's a couple things, but it is not much going on. We'll talk more about that as we get into the market share and how many guys have moved on the market. We'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow, actually, on a Football Friday. How about that? We haven't had one of those in a while. But I do want to segue for the first time, and I made this yesterday. We have ourselves an MLB graphic. There it is, folks. We're ready to rock with the MLB. I have questions. Now, we went, obviously, yesterday we went over the top 10 baseball players. So if you have a memory, which I'm sure you do, I don't, you might have an idea as to who reigns
some of the
supreme.
guys, if there's like a couple guys that are in the position that I'm looking for that I know for a fact are in there, then I'll try and name 4 or 5.
Okay.
We'll go there.
Sure. So we're going to start with starting pitcher. So what I want Chris to try to do is name the top 3 IPOs. These are entry prices. They're moving a little bit since they've obviously entered the market, but not significant enough to at least, change their rank. There are the top 3 pitchers. We talked about one yesterday, if you heard. going right now, and this is priced high to low. So the highest price is $150. The next one is $97. So who has the highest IPO right now?
The highest was, pitcher-wise, was Verlander.
See, here's where I have a problem. Hold on one second, because now it's
Game's over, guys. We did it.
What's weird is Verlander is at 150. He is the top guy, but if you go to pitchers for whatever reason,
it's Shohei.
It's no. It's just he's not there. So maybe that's just a glitch. But anyway, so Verlander was one. We actually talked about the two yesterday.
Shohei.
No, it was Scherzer. Ohtani is not listed as a
but
pitcher.
He's the second player overall, or third player overall in behind. All right,
yes. So now you've named Verlander, you named Scherzer, both Mets, both haven't pitched. Kershaw is, we had that yesterday, but now it's not here. So this is like annoying, but it's fine. It's not. It is, but it's not. Like according to this, starting pitch, is there an all pitchers? The relief pitcher. I mean, I'm gonna put it all out there, but it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So Scherzer, you said Verlander, you said who'd you just say? Kershaw. He's there too. So there's your top three. After him is Aaron Nola, Yu Darvish, Gossman, Wheeler,
Burns. Not gotten any of those.
So that's
not even close. Pulled a
little
Zach
wacky
Wheeler auto jersey yesterday.
Did you? Mm-hmm. All right.
So catcher.
Let's hold on. Let's go. I'm gonna select catcher on the app. Very easy, very fluid to use the app right now.
Wilson Contreras, JT Realmuto.
JT is number one. I don't see Wilson anywhere near here. He's on the bottom. He's on the bottom of this list. So it seems like there's still some.
Is Yachty still playing? No, he retired.
No, he's done. So, and he's not on the thing. So JT Realmuto is number one. So number two is another guy we talked about yesterday. Is Rutschman. And number three, I don't know if you're going to get this.
Is he the Mets' young prospect?
No, Francisco Alvarez. No, he's down there though.
All right, so Salvador Perez.
No.
Mm-mm. How?
I don't. Well, again, I don't know if all the IPOs are out there.
Fair. All right. I don't know.
They're catching up. It is none other than Will Smith, catcher of the Dodgers. So that's that. All right, let's move on.
Never have gotten that.
No, you would have. Let's move over to first baseman here.
All right, Freddie Freeman.
Hold on. Well, we said that yesterday, right? Freddie Freeman is one. Number two. Vlad is not.
Probably list him at third.
Vlad is nowhere near here. He might be listed as a DH.
Third baseman.
Maybe third base, but Vlad is not here.
All right,
Freddie
Paul
Freeman
Goldschmidt.
One. Goldschmidt is two. And unfortunately, the corniest dude in the league is number three.
Oh, Pete Alonso. Yeah.
The polar bear is there. And if anybody's watching out there, a Mets fan, you're probably like, you son of a. But Olsen is four. Nate Lowe is five. And then Hoskins is, so they're missing some players. Yeah. Because obviously Rizzo's not here. You know, Rizzo could have accumulated some value. All right, so let's move it on.
Second base is going to be hard.
To second base. It is going to be hard. Second base.
They got Albies at second base. Marcus Semien. Is there a single second baseman in the league then? Because I feel like everyone that plays second base is like a different position.
I'll just roll off the three.
Max Muncy.
Muncy's not here
Whit
either.
Merrifield.
Nope. Wait, Whit is a shortstop. Is he not?
I mean, you tell me, Dave. It's Major League Baseball in 2023. Like,
everybody plays everything. It's Andres Jimenez.
Okay.
All right, he's number one. Luis.
He would have been the next guy that I said.
Really?
Fair, yeah.
Okay. Luis Arias from Miami. Okay. And Nico Horner from Chicago. That's the top three IPOs right now. Right. And like I said, they're gonna whatchamacall, add plenty more as we go. So this is this is very fresh.
There's no way that Nico Horner should be over guys like Muncy or
shortstop. This is didn't you say Seager before?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, Seager's number three. I just gave that one away.
This is shortstop?
This is shortstop.
All right, so Trey Turner.
No.
Carlos Correa.
Carlos Correa is two. Tatis is.
Do they have Machado at short or third?
They have Manny Machado at third, I guess, because he's not on the shortstop list. Number one shortstop is Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah.
Bogaerts, Correa, Seager. And then there's Bo Bichette, Wander Franco. Wander Franco, I got to bring something up. Just because I wrote it down and I forgot about it. Wander Franco yesterday, routine ground ball, spins it in the air, catches it with his bare hand, throws out Reynolds at first base. The world is up in arms right now saying, how can you possibly do that? Are you a fan of the little, it's the defensive bat flip, I think.
If I'm the other team, I don't care. I encourage you to do that every single time that I'm running down the first base. That's my thing right there. So if I'm the other team, you're talking about like it's a show-up game. No. The manager should be the one worrying about punishing his player here. The other team should not. I would say, guys, if you're upset about that and you're trying to get them to not do it and being upset and saying, if you do that again, I'm going to throw it, be like, go ahead. If you want to do something stupid for clicks or for whatever it might be, fans, then do it. The manager already probably had the conversation. As far as I'm concerned, I love it.
I know. I knew you would, and I do
care.
too. We're both bat flippers over here. Okay, we like bat flipping.
I would not want my shortstop to do it though, but I could enjoy this from
Go
afar.
Google it. It's the most viral video going right now. Put it on YouTube after you watch the show.
I absolutely love it.
I know. Shortstop. I'm sorry. Third base. You said Manny Machado already, right? Arenado's 3.
And then
number 2 is somebody I believe.
Jose Ramirez?
Yes, Jose Ramirez is number 2. Devers is coming in. Bregman, Austin Riley, Matt Chapman to round out that top 5. And then for the sake of time, we'll
Trout.
We'll go all outfielders here. So let's see. I got to select right field, center field, and left field, and I'll apply. Yeah, Shohei's not listed here, so he's a DH. So who is the top? See, this is not right. But anyway, on this list,
Mookie Betts, Mike Trout.
Yeah, I mean they're on the list that we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, so they're obvious. And then I don't think I know another outfielder in the game.
3 outfielders are over $100 on this list.
All right, and 2 of them are we just said?
2 of them are Houston Astros.
All right, so Kyle Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jordan Alvarez considered an outfielder?
Left field, yeah. And then an old Yeller. No, he's not old Yeller. He's been around the block. But the top of this list. McCutchen? Like Andrew McCutchen? Like
an old guy.
No, I think he's in the booth, isn't he?
No, bro, he's I'm
thinking of who was the Yankee?
Cameron Maben?
Maben. I was thinking of Maben. Christian Yelich is the top guy here. So, look, that's MLB. Go get involved. Head on over to the app. Download the app. Look around for yourself because we all want to see exactly how this is all going to shake out. You can do that by following us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, @Mojo, MOJO, and, of course, Discord because I'm sure you got a lot of questions about this MLB stuff.
Did they even have Altuve in there?
I got to look. You know what?
Because he said second baseman, and I was like, I didn't think of him. I must have looked right over him.
I got to I get it. I got that one. Select all. Apply. See, it's so weird. Like
they got a rule on the Mojo market. Must be this tall
to
ride.
You know what it is?
Altuve didn't make.
You know what it is? They got listed as like if you narrowed it down, center field, right field, right. That's one thing. They literally listed Trout, Mookie, Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, all as outfield. I should have selected OF instead of right field, center field. So they got some things to work on. But those are the guys. Mike Trout is obviously the top GOAT right now. Shohei's right behind him. Freddie Freeman, Clayton Kershaw, Mookie Betts rounds out the top 5. So go check out that app. Download the app right now. It's available on all your platforms, either if you have an iPhone or a Droid. While you have a Droid, don't ask me. Don't ask questions. But yeah, so go figure all that out. We got game number 2 tonight to talk about tomorrow. The Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. Break it all down tonight. We'll talk a little NFL more tomorrow on a Football Friday. For that, it's Dave Sturchio, it's Chris Gueci, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.